Okay, let's unravel one of nature's most iconic and persistent mysteries. And believe it or not, the solution has this wild, surprisingly practical application for a totally different animal.
It's a question we've all asked since we were kids, right? Why on earth do zebras have stripes? I mean, this has been a huge debate for over a century, literally since Darwin and Wallace were arguing about it. But the real answer? It's way stranger than you might think.
So, the first thing that probably pops into your head is camouflage, to hide from lions in the tall grass. It makes sense on the surface, but scientists pointed out a pretty big flaw in that idea. Zebras spend a lot of their time out in open plains with short grass, exactly where stripes aren't very good for blending in.
All right, so if it's not camouflage, maybe it's to dazzle predators. This is the dazzle theory, that a whole herd of moving stripes creates this crazy optical illusion that confuses a charging lion. But yeah, studies have looked into this, and it seems that effect just isn't strong enough to really throw off a hungry predator.
Okay, theory number 3, built-in air conditioning. The idea is pretty clever, actually. Black stripes get hot, white stripes stay cool, and this creates these tiny little breezes right on the zebra's skin. Sounds great, but when they actually tested it, the evidence just wasn't there.
So here we are. We've got all these cool ideas. Camouflage, confusing predators, social signals, even keeping cool. And one by one, researchers have kind of poked holes in them. So that means we have to start looking for a totally different kind of enemy, one that's much, much smaller.
Because it turns out the main evolutionary driver behind these incredible stripes, it's all about fighting off a tiny, relentless pest, blood-sucking biting flies like horseflies.
Now, to really get why stripes are so genius, you have to try and see the world like a fly does. And flies have this, well, you could call it a superpower. It's called polarotaxis. It's this powerful built-in attraction to a very specific kind of light. So what is polarized light? Let's break it down. Normally, the light we see is scattered, with light waves bouncing all over the place. But when light hits a smooth, dark surface, like water or the shiny black hood of a car, all those light waves line up in the same direction. That's polarized light. It's that bright glare you see. And here's where it all clicks together. You see, biting flies need water to lay their eggs, and for millions of years, they found it by looking for that polarized glare. It's like a giant, shiny water here sign for them. The crazy part is, the dark, shiny fur of an animal sends out the exact same signal. To a fly, a big brown horse looks just like a nice big pond. It's an irresistible target. So this got scientists thinking, what if you could mess with that signal? What if you could scramble that water here sign? If you break up that dark, shiny surface with a bunch of non-shiny white stripes, does the zebra suddenly become confusing or maybe even invisible to the flies? And the experiments they ran are just fascinating. This first one gives us a huge clue. They used these sticky traps with different patterns, and the result was crystal clear. The more stripes they painted on a tray, and the thinner those stripes were, the fewer flies got stuck. The narrowest stripes were basically a fly-free zone. Okay, so that was on trays. But what about something that actually looks like a horse? This next part is where it gets really wild. Get this. They set up these life-sized horse models covered in glue. The black one caught 562 flies. The brown one, 334. And the zebra-striped horse? Just 8. 8 flies. The difference is just incredible. But wait, it gets even crazier. You might think, well, of course the dark ones attract flies and the white one doesn't. And you'd be right. The all-white horse only caught 22 flies, but the zebra-striped one only caught 8. That means the zebra pattern was even better at repelling flies than just being pure white. It's not just about color, it's the pattern itself that's doing the magic. So all this amazing evidence from trays and sticky models points to one kind of hilarious, but also brilliant question. Does this work in the real world, on a real live animal? Can you actually protect a cow by just painting zebra stripes on it? Well, a group of researchers in Japan had decided to find out. The setup was super smart. They took 6 cows and split them up. Group 1, no paint, just a regular cow, that's the control. Group 2, they painted with only black stripes. Now this was clever, because it tested if maybe it was just the smell of the paint that was keeping flies away. And then groups 3, they got the full-on black and white zebra makeover. And when they counted the flies, the results were just, wow, so clear. The cows with the zebra stripes on them, the number of flies landing on them just tanked.
It was way, way lower than the regular cows, and also way lower than the cows that just had the black stripes. So it wasn't the paint smell, it was absolutely the pattern.
So, how much of a difference are we talking about here? We're talking about a 50% drop. 50%. Just by painting stripes on a cow, you cut the number of fly attacks in half. That's not just a small change, that's a total game changer. And look, this is way more than just a fun science experiment. This really matters. These biting flies aren't just annoying for the cows, they're a massive economic problem. We're talking over $2.2 billion in losses every year for the US cattle industry alone. And you could see the difference in the cows themselves. The zebra chows were way calmer, stamping their feet and tossing their heads 20% less. So what we have here is a simple, chemical-free way to make animals healthier and less stressed.
And, the scientists who did the study summed it up perfectly. They basically said, this is a real alternative to just spraying more pesticides. It's better for the animals, it's better for us, and it helps deal with the fact that flies are getting resistant to the chemicals we use. It's just this elegant solution, borrowed straight from nature, that has this huge positive impact.
So there you have it. After more than 100 years of guessing and debating, the great mystery of the zebra stripes is pretty much solved. They're not for hiding from lions, they're a super advanced biological pest control system, a visual jamming signal designed to confuse the tiny blood-sucking parasites that have been bugging them for millennia.
But you know how it is in science, you answer one big question and it just opens up another one. If these stripes are so incredibly good at what they do, why don't all horses have them? Why did the ancestors of the horses we know today lose their stripes? And that is a whole new mystery for another day.